Welcome back to another segment of the Other Epic Story reading. Today we're doing Chapter 5. Chapter 5. The gunshot that killed Henry Gonwright was heard across North Bourbon. Citizens froze and anticipated the next bang to shake up the town, like an aftershock succeeding an earthquake. Suddenly, all eyes turned to the new sheriff in town for an explanation. Those that called North Bourbon home were wrapped in. What fools they were to give a child a weapon. What fools. Though the situation revolved around Elias, he had yet to realize the magnitude of his inauguration. When Gonwright was shot in his bedroom, Elias was having dinner with the carpenter's daughter, Leslie, at the Elias estate. The food was satisfactory and the conversation was much less. His attraction to Leslie kept his tongue tied, while his celebrity status kept her in a silent girlish awe. With his focus on his hosting duty and his charm, Elias was unaware of the escalating commotion outside. Beyond his door, about half a wheel away, a woman named Jennifer Delane entered Henry Gonwright's home and found him dead in the bedroom. The poor man was on the verge of waking up when someone appeared and shot him in his vulnerable state. Jennifer screamed at the sight of the corpse, the sheets stained with blood. She covered her mouth to stop herself from screaming, and then, as adrenaline pumped through her body, she threw herself out of the room. She cried for help from the neighbors, who rushed over hastily to view the ghastly scene. They too went into the bedroom and snuck a peek. Death came and went in North Bourbon like it did everywhere else. There was no hiding from it. Death came on sunny days and it came on rainy days. Sometimes it snuck up in the morning or tucked in at night. It doesn't matter. Death was happening. But to see it happen in such a manner, that was what troubled the people of North Bourbon, which was the ultimate disturbance. The news of murder spread rapidly. It was important to catch the monster before he fled too far to be caught. A cry for justice rang across the city that night, but nobody dared to take initiative and track down the gun bearer. So they did the next best thing and approached Frank Elias's door and demanded that he, the 16-year-old boy with 1 day of experience as a sheriff, to take on the duty. Elias stepped away from the dinner table with Leslie and opened the door, revealing an angry mob. They stormed in so aggressively that Elias stumped back into his house, fearing for his and Leslie's safety. "Explain yourself," demanded Larson, the butcher. "Where is your pistol, boy?" He felt his holster with his fingertip. Gone. The gun was gone. A panic, like nothing he had ever felt, crippled him, like a vacuum sucking the very consciousness out of him. He fainted on the spot. Larson caught him before he fell to the ground. The mob exchanged awkward glances as they hung their head in disgrace. How dare they plant the blame on the orphan boy? After all, he simply wanted to make his father proud. "Is he all right?" Leslie asked as the crowd gathered around Elias. "He lay unconscious on the kitchen table. Will he live?" "A little scared never killed anybody," said Larson, drifting back into the crowd, allowing his more attentive acquaintances to assist the boy. "Either way, something needs to be done with his title." "Without a gun," said Kalana, the mason's wife, "there's no reason to see the boy as a sheriff anymore. We must all defend ourselves now, and if the murderer remains at large, then we must all be observant on the streets." "It is a mighty good night for mourning," said Jocelyn, the toothless mother of the wheat farmer. "Mighty good night." "What am I to do?" asked Leslie, who had been pushed to the back of the crowd. "Shan't someone stay with him?" "How generous of you to offer, girl," said Kalana. "Please, join us when he wakens. Your father would be pleased to have you before night falls." And just like that, the crowd filed out of the Elias home. Leslie was left to resuscitate the boy sheriff as the citizens of Bourbon ordered an immediate gathering in the town hall. Meanwhile, Volunteers acted as coroners to dispose of Gonwright's body in an orderly fashion. Undertaking, like so many other tasks in North Bourbon, was a communal chore. At the town hall, which doubled as a temporary barn for homeless cows, Jennifer Delane sat at the front, appearing as brave as she could. The trauma was still evident. There was no way of hiding it. So she coped with it in a stoic way. Her unfaithfulness was still an unknown detail to many. Her heart raced as she anticipated questioning upon her entrance. But the fact that she found Gonwright was merely considered an ill-timed visit. After all, Gonwright, unlike her husband, was a popular man and an exquisite host. He spent many nights entertaining guests, delving into intimacy. It was just his way. Henry Gonwright was a welcoming man, and welcoming men are rare because they are so foolish and often dead. The council leader appointed on the spot was just so happened to be the carpenter, Leslie's father, Kearns Wordsworth. He stood up at the lectern where the coat of arms for North Bourbon hung. The image looked unimpressive and in desperate need of a new coat of paint. The horses and trees that stood as centerpieces on the shield only reminded the citizens of their declining wealth, the deteriorating economy, and the deserting ecology. Unrelated misfortune over the course of many years have caused the healthy forests that once surrounded the town to become skeletal, a thin essence of a deep, dark wood. As resources diminish, so does prosperity. "My dear friends," Wordsworth's voice demanded the attention with little effort. "A tragedy took place in our home tonight. It has dragged us away from our works and our beds. Though we of North Bourbon are renowned for our simple ways and peaceful manners, evil has been revealed to us tonight. The devil walks amongst us, and it has struck an innocent man, Henry Gonwright. For whatever he may have done, he did not deserve such a fate. He'll remain innocent in our hearts. Now, I must ask you all to participate as we investigate the cause for such a crime with the evidence presented. Together, we shall solve the mystery of the murderer tonight and bring justice to him as swiftly as possible." The crowd roared in agreement. "What about the boy sheriff?" a member of the audience asked. "He must know something. He must have seen the murderer before he was robbed of his weapon." "The boy had not taken the news well," said Wordsworth, as a few snickers were heard in the crowd. "My daughter is currently tending to him with great care. We shall question him timidly when he wakes. Surely he will be able to confirm what we will discover tonight." "Do we believe the murderer is still in town?" asked another. "Could he not be here in the hall right now, hiding amongst us? He could be laughing at us right now, for all I know." "No," said Jennifer, speaking up. "The murderer is not in this room." The crowd turned their attention to her, as if they suddenly encountered a snake in the room, ready to strike at any moment. "Mrs. Delane," said Wordsworth in a manner too gentle for his appearance. "Your husband, where is he?" "I haven't seen him all night." A gasp, and then a hush fell over the crowd. The mystery was solved, just as quickly as it has been revealed.